video was made by Thinkify. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below if you enjoyed the video. This is the Newby-McMahon building in Wichita Falls, Texas. From the outside, it looks like a normal building, right? But that's not all. This building is actually a skyscraper. But you may be thinking, that's not a skyscraper. Skyscrapers are tall and jut out against the horizon. And after realizing that the Empire State Building, a real skyscraper, is 36.35 times taller, I could start to see your point. This is the world's littlest skyscraper, and behind it lies the story of embezzlement, greed, oil reservoirs, and office space. If you're confused, don't worry, because that's the topic of today's video. First, a quick backstory. The year is 1912, and the city is Wichita Falls. Just east of the city, near Burke-Burnett, Texas, a petroleum reservoir was discovered. As settlers begin to enter the area and the natural gas business, Wichita Falls begins to rise in population. With a growing need for residential space and offices for those residents, J.D. McMahon saw an opportunity. He promised investors that he would make an office building. Due to the high need for the aforementioned office space, investors began to pile in. The building would be located across from the St. James Hotel. However, McMahon saw that the money collected from the investors could be put to use elsewhere. McMahon promised to build a high-rise, but he never did specify how high it had to be. As such, McMahon put in the bare minimum and built the tower to a measly 480 inches tall. But the investors were just as much at fault. In fact, McMahon actually did write that the building would contain 4 floors and that the building would be a mere 40 feet in the blueprints. The key trick was in him never actually saying that the building would be 480 feet tall verbally. In fact, it's believed that the investors began to believe this on their own. To further add to the hoaxish nature of the contract, the building was constructed on land owned by a tenant who was away in Oklahoma without his permission. The investors, enraged by the minimalistic outcome of their expenditures, took McMahon to court, only to realize that the construction deal was legally binding. By this time, McMahon had fled the area with the remainder of the investors' money. Thankfully, the elevator company that was supposed to provide access to the upper 3 floors saw the scam for what it was, and refunded the investors for their money under their part of the contract. Due to the lack of elevators, the building required a ladder for access to those top 3 floors. In 1919, the building opened and housed 2 tenants for the remainder of the decade, and even the next one, only modifying the count every once or so. Amidst the chaos and shame, Ripley's Believe It or Not featured the building as the world's littlest skyscraper. The building then changed ownership multiple times, between barbershops, cafes, an architectural firm, and even to the city of Wichita Falls itself. It escaped demolition attempts, the shame of its own city, and 97-mile-per-hour winds. The Newby-McMahon building stands as a testament to a simpler time in Wichita Falls. Despite legal proceedings, lack of elevator access, heavy winds, demolition attempts, and public disapproval, it still stands strong, only growing in its flexibility of uses and its relationship with the populace and tourists. That's the end of this video by Thinkify. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below if you enjoyed the video. See you next time!